Picture this, it is great to see you all again. Now, when I was doing my research for this interview, I was like, when was the last time we were talking to each other, okay? And the last time was at the INEC in Killarney.
Yeah.
It was 2016, it was Ryan and Jimmy. I was just chatting to the two of you, and I remember I went into my boss at the time, and I said, these guys are doing great. I actually think they're going to be massive. And I remember I went in and I said that, and I said, can I go to Killarney and interview them? They're playing the INEC, can I bring Becca? We'll record the interview, and we did it. And just call me Mystic Izzy, because you're doing so well at the moment. It's unbelievable. 5 nights at the 3 Arena. You've just launched the brand new album over in New York, top of the Empire State Building. You must be feeling over the moon.
We're absolutely buzzing. It's great that the album is finally out there. We've been living with it for so long, so for us to finally have it out there, it's weird. Every morning I wake up now, it's like I keep forgetting that the album's actually out because we've waited for so long. But it's been amazing, and it's been a buzz, and we've just been so busy, which we love. We love being busy. We've been so busy ever since that interview. I remember that interview.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just been a whirlwind since then, really. But that's how we like it.
What do you think it is in particular with you guys that just you made such a connection with people that propelled you to have such success so far?
It's the songs, isn't it? I think it's the songs. It all boils down to that at the end of the day. With any band that anybody's invested in, it's the music. I think it's very lyrically direct, that people can relate to it easily. You know exactly what I'm saying in the song. And I think a lot of people have had the same experiences as me. And I think that people can just see through it, that maybe even subconsciously, that everything we do comes directly from us, whether it's recording the song, producing the song, writing the song, shooting the music video, every social media post, all comes from us, so it's very natural. And I think people connect to that, maybe subconsciously or consciously.
Yes, and I know you like to write about what you know, which is relationships, good or bad, parts of relationships. Do you think that we'll ever see you go into a different, I suppose, genre of songwriting, where you're writing about something that isn't something that you've had happen to you before or an experience?
Maybe. I think the greatest songs in the world are all love songs. I don't know what else I would write about other than what happens in my life. I'm sure I could write about other things, but it probably wouldn't be relatable or successful.
Well, you don't want to.
I don't really want to. I want to write about what's going on in my life. It's a nice thing to do, and it's a good way of getting your feelings out. I just write about what's going on in my life. I think most people do. If you listen to any song, it's about love. People just seem to always notice it with us because it's very direct, whereas a lot of the time with other people it's kind of whimsical and nice. And but I'm just going to write about what I know forever, I think.
Speaking of what you know, and love, Modern Love, the new album, do you think there's a big difference between love now and how it was a few years ago?
Yeah, I think there is. I'm not sure what love is now. I know it was very black and white back then, literally. But it was very black and white back in, say, my parents' day or my grandparents' day. And the stories that you hear from them are always amazing stories of love that's lasted over time and is still very strong now. And you don't see a lot of that these days.
So everyone's just sliding into each other's DMs like it's different now. Like.
Yeah, it is. It's just different, but that's the thing. Love is just a different thing now. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It is for some people, but love always has its ups and downs and its bad sides and good sides, and it has. But it's just in a very different place now. I don't really know where love is or how to even define it now. And that's kind of what the whole album is. The album's just kind of a landscape of the ups and downs of relationships. And
is there a particular pace with the album in terms of the songs? Like are they all upbeat, or did you want to have some really personal songs on that album as well?
They're mostly upbeat songs, big anthemic kind of songs. I always prefer to leave a song with a bit of hope in it, that it's not just completely sad, because I think there's a lot of that out there in the music world, which is great. I just personally don't want to write very sad songs. Each song should have some sort of hope in it, but again, it's just a reflection of relationships, and per song goes through the good sides and the bad sides of relationships and friendships and just anything that goes on in your life. But it's a hopeful anthemic record, I think.
Now, as I mentioned at the start of this interview, you're doing absolutely so fantastic, but what keeps you so driven for that success?
I don't know what keeps us driven. I just know that we're the most driven people I know. It feels great to always know. I always feel like I'm the hungriest person in every room I'm in, and it's just, we just strive for success. I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's just how we are as people. If we were in any other job, we'd want to be the best at that job. If I was in your job, I'd want to be the best presenter, which I know you are.
Thanks so much.
But I don't know where it comes from. It comes from somewhere. But I love being driven and hungry, and we don't we don't ever stop, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Great news. Now you've played like the Marquee in Cork, you've played Independence Music and Arts Festival. We love you down in Cork. But I need to know, when can we see you again in Cork, guys?
I think next year. I'm not sure what we're going to do this year. We want to do something in Cork this year. I don't know whether it's going to be a full-scale gig, because Cork has been amazing to us from the beginning. But I think next year we'll do something massive in Cork.
So not this year?
Not this.
We'll do something.
We'll do something.
Can I bribe you to come down? Will you just do something for us?
Depends on how much you're paying. We'll do something in Cork, definitely, because we love Cork, and Cork's been amazing to us. So maybe we might do a surprise show or something down there.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, but we'll keep it as a surprise for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there anything in particular you love about a Cork audience?
They have an extra energy, don't they?
Yeah.
Cork people.
They do, yeah. Cork, I find whenever we used to play in the Marquee, it was like a holiday. Like, you know, you're going into Cork, it's far away, and the people are always so responsive, and always a huge place for us from the very beginning. You know, going to Cork was always exciting, because we probably our biggest fan base down in Cork. You know what I mean?
And one of our favourite ever gigs we ever played was in Cork Opera House for Jazz Festival. That was amazing. That's a gig we always look back on so fondly. And any gig we played there, we played Crane Lane and we did Clonakilty. It's always been an amazing place for us.
Buzz, yeah.
We genuinely love Cork.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much. Is there any other band that you aspire to be, or who you look up to all the time and think, I would like to do what they did and how they did it?
Not really. Nobody springs to mind for me anyway.
The 1975 in a way. We like we like how creative they are and how they push the boundaries and how they're not afraid to be different. Not particularly exactly what they do, but like their
integrity, I think.
Their integrity, I think, and their hard work. And I think any band that has a hard work ethic, and even the Script, for example, when we met them, like their work ethic is insane. You almost feel jealous being around them, you know. And that's just inspiring, I suppose. And but it can be anywhere, not even at other bands. Anybody who's hardworking and has that kind of attitude is very inspiring for us.
Yeah.
And will we ever see some Picture collaborations?
I'm sure you will. Probably on the third album there might be a few. There's one on this album with Chloe, who's an Australian singer, a song called Someone to Hold, which is like a duet. But I'm sure there will be a lot of collaborations in the future, something we're definitely open to anyway. And it seems to be the way things are going now on pop records. There's lots of collaborations. So
yeah, look at Ariana Grande, like she's just doing a left, right and centre really, isn't she?
Yeah, she's great, yeah. I love it, it's cool.
And you mentioned a third album there. Are you doing a little bit of work on the third album already?
Yeah, we've a good bit of work done on the third album. We've a good half an album there at least.
We could release a third album now if we wanted to.
What?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, but we'll wait. Just
never mind the script, you have a good work ethic.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, we'll wait. We love releasing, like even bringing out this album so quickly was a quick turnaround. It's just over a year, which a lot of bands wouldn't do. It's usually 2 or 3 years. But we just write so much and produce so much music that it was only natural for us to come back so quickly. And people consume music a lot quicker these days. So the third album will probably be...
this time next year.
We would love that. We would love that, yeah.
God, that's great, guys. So you're working so hard, but do you get any downtime? Like, are you flicking through Netflix when you have a few hours off?
I always tell you to watch things and he always says he doesn't have enough time, which is true, because Jimmy does everything, like in terms of if you see any poster or anything like that on our Facebook, Jimmy designs it all, so I'm usually watching Netflix while he's doing that.
I wouldn't want to be doing anything else though. I get my fun out of the creative side of things.
So you basically just love your job that much that you're doing it most of the time?
Yeah, I would give up anything and everything and anybody for this every day. Sorry everybody. Oh, I don't care.
Guys, thanks so much for chatting to us at Cork's RedFM today. Before I go, I always say this at the end of an interview, leave me with something that you're doing for the rest of the year that you haven't spoken about that much, or something that we can expect from you in the next few months.
Oh, that's a good question. What can we say?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Surprise.
A surprise gig in Cork. There you go.
A surprise gig in Cork, yeah, let's do it.
We have to do it now.
Yeah.
Pictures, thank you so much.
Thanks a million.
Cheers.